गोपी जन वल्लभ राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ राधे। जय निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि, जय निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि। जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome everyone for Sunday morning Bhagavatam class. So I'm very grateful to His Grace Shyam Kishore Prabhuji who asked me to speak this morning on Bhagavatam. I take this as an opportunity for my own purification. Before we start the verse for today's discussion, the glories of Srimad-Bhagavatam says, hearing Srimad-Bhagavatam, it purifies three categories of people. And who are these three categories of people? In 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, the verse comes, Vasudeva katha prashna purusham strin punatihi vaktaram prachikam shotram padasalilam yatha. So the three categories of people who hear about Lord Krishna, Lord Vasudeva, who ask question about Lord Vasudeva, the glorifications of the Lord are very purifying. And who get purified? The three category of people. Purusham strin punatihi. Three category of people. Who are those? Vaktaram, one who speaks, he gets purified. Prachkam, one who asks questions. And Shrotram, one who hears. So, as Shri Gaurangi Mataji also was describing yesterday, it's not about the speaker who is giving class. Actually, the audience is more important, because all the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and all other scriptures also, even it's a Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita, all the scriptures we see, it's discussion, it's a question and answer which is going on. Bhagavad Gita also, if Arjuna did not ask questions in between, Krishna could have just spoken few verses and Bhagavad Gita is finished. But Arjuna continued asking question and Lord Krishna is explaining for the benefit of all of us. Same way in Srimad Bhagavatam we hear there is a discussion between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami. There is a discussion between Vidura and Maitreya. There is discussion between Yudhishthira Maharaj and Narad. So many times there are different descriptions, and the audience, the listener is asking question continuously and the discussion is moving forward. If there was no inquiry, if there was no question, the discussion will be over very soon. So the audience is much more important. The audience is like the calf. As the calf come to the cow, touches the cow, and the cow start giving the milk. So unless the audience is there, unless the audience is very receptive, the speaker, there is nothing can come out of speaker actually. So three category of people who get purified: Vaktaram, Prachkam, Shrotram. Padasalilam yatha, as Ganges purifies the three world. When Mother Ganges flows, it purifies three category of people, or three planetary system: the upper planetary system, the middle planetary system, and the lower planetary system. So that is the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Today's topic, which we are going to discuss, is Srimad-Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 20, texts 7 and 8. Maybe I will share my screen on the Zoom. So, Canto 3, Chapter 20, Text 7 and 8. That's what we are going to cover today. So, this is discussion going on between Sage Maitreya and Vidurji. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Nashta Praeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtriki. So, reading from Canto 3, Chapter 20, Text 7. Evam ugrah shravrah prashta rishibhir nemeshranyeh bhagvate arpita adhyatmasa tan eha shruyatmat. Translation. On being asked to speak by the great sages of Nemesharanya, the son of Romaharshana, Sutta Goswami, whose mind was absorbed in the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, said, "Please hear what I shall now speak." So this whole description actually starts after Maitreya Rishi has spoken about the advent of Lord Varahadev, his killing of Hiranyaksha. And after that, the sages of Nemesharanya are inquiring from Sutta Goswami, please describe further what is the discussion going on between Maitreya and Vidura. And their mind is completely absorbed in hearing the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. That is the quality of a devotee. They are not satisfied, they are never satisfied of hearing about the Supreme Lord. More and more we hear, our attraction to the Supreme Lord keep increasing. So the sages of Nemesharanya, they are asking Sutta Goswami, please continue describing the further pastimes of the Lord. Sometimes it's very easy for us to claim that yes, we are the devotees of the Lord. But what is really the qualification for us to, at least for myself, that I can claim I am the devotee of the Lord? And what is the qualification? There is, if I claim I am a devotee, if somebody claim I am the devotee of the Lord, somebody has to testify whether you are really a devotee of the Lord or not. For example, if somebody is a very rich person or somebody claims himself to be a rich person, a wealthy person, somebody else has to testify, yes, this person is a rich person. Somebody who is richer than him, he can testify, yes, this person is a millionaire or a billionaire. Same way, if somebody claims himself to be very beautiful, oh, I'm very beautiful, I'm very handsome, somebody else has to testify it. It's not about we ourselves claiming. At least if we look into the mirror, mirror has to testify, yes, you look very handsome, beautiful. Or somebody else has to testify, yes, this person is looking handsome or beautiful because my heart is getting attracted to this person. The same way, if we claim ourselves that I am very great devotee of the Lord, what is the qualification or who has to testify? It's actually the Supreme Lord who testify, yes, this person is my devotee or not. Because we have to stood on the test which is put forward by the Supreme Lord. There is a description which is come later in third canto itself, the description between Lord Kapil Dev and Mother Devahuti. Lord Kapil Dev is describing who can be considered a devotee. So there Lord Kapil Dev mentions Madguna Shruti Matrena Mai Sarva Guhashay Manogatir Vichinna Yatha Gangam So Ambudho. Those devotees are very dear to me, whose heart is immediately attracted towards me, hearing my glories, hearing the holy name. Mad Guna Shruti Matrena. As soon as they hear my glories, as soon as they hear my holy name, they are feeling ecstasy. Their heart is naturally inclined. As the Ganges naturally flows towards the ocean, their heart are naturally inclined toward me. As we talk about Prahlad Maharaj, one of the great quality of Prahlad Maharaj was described as Vasudeve Bhagavati Yasya Naisargiki Rati. He was naturally attracted towards Lord Vasudeva. So that is the qualification or quality of a devotee, that he is naturally attracted towards the Lord. So the sages of Naimesharanya, they are inquiring, please describe more and more. As Parikshit Maharaj is also inquiring from Shukdev Goswami, please talk more, talk more. I want to hear more. So the next verse, which talk about the further discussion starting between sage Vidura and sage Maitreya. Text 8. Sutta uvacha hareerdhritah krodhatano swamayaya nishamya gor ugranam rasatalat leelam hiranyaksham avakyam hatam sanjata harsho munim ahobhratah bharatah. So Sutta Goswami is further describing. Translation. Sutta Goswami continued, Vidura, the descendant of Bharata, was delighted to hear the story of the Lord, who, having assumed by his own divine potency the form of a boar, had enacted the sport of lifting the earth from the bottom of ocean and indefinitely killing the demon Hiranyaksha. Vidura then spoke to the sage as follows. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is stated here that the Lord assumed the form of a boar by his own potency. His form is not actually the form of a conditioned soul. A conditioned soul is forced to accept a particular type of body by the higher authority of material laws. But here it is clearly said the Lord was not forced to accept the form of a boar by the external power. In Bhagavad Gita, the same fact is confirmed. When the Lord descends to this earth, he assumes a form by his own internal potency. The form of the Lord, therefore, can never consist of material energy. The Mayavad version that when Brahman assumes a form, the form is accepted from Maya is not acceptable. Because although Maya is superior to the conditioned soul, she is not superior to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She is under the control of Supreme Godhead as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Maya is under his superintendence. Maya cannot overcome the Lord. The Mayavad idea that the living entity is the supreme absolute truth but has become covered by Maya is invalid, because Maya cannot be so great that it can cover the supreme. The covering capacity can be employed on the part and parcel of Brahman, not on the supreme Brahman. Mama jnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavedanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurahatshe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaitya Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading the translation one more time. Sutta Goswami continued, Vidura, the descendant of Bharata, was delighted to hear the story of the Lord, who having assumed by his own divine potency the form of a boar, had enacted the sport of lifting the earth from the bottom of the ocean and indifferently killing the demon Hiranyaksha. Vidura then spoke to the sage as follows. So this verse kind of summarizes what has happened. Lord's appearing as Lord Varhadev and lifting the earth from the depth of the ocean, putting it in its... Yes, please. So lifting the earth and putting it into its position and then killing the demon Hiranyaksha. So after hearing all that pastime, Vidura is going to inquire further. So in this verse, Prabhupada is focusing on one important point, one important aspect is the Lord assumed the form of a boar by his own potency. His form is not actually the form of a conditioned soul. So whenever Lord appears in this material world, he accepts different forms by his own inconceivable potency. It's not that he has to be forced by Maya to accept a form. Unlike us, we are as a conditioned soul, we are forced into a particular type of body. We are covered by the three modes of material nature. But the Lord's form is not like that. Lord is not forced to accept particular form. He appears by his own free will, his own sweet will. And why does Lord appear? Actually, Lord appeared to attract the devotees. By his own pastime, he attracts the heart of his devotees. So we are forced to take particular type of form, sometime in an animal species, sometime in a plant form or a reptile or a bird or human being. We may appear in different form, even though Lord also made different form. Jai Shri Radha Gopijan Vallabh, Jai Shri Nittai Patita Pavan Par, Jai Shri. So our situation is like we are forced. Just like when a cop catches a criminal, sometimes they can handcuff the criminal and they force them into the police car, right? They drag them to the car and just force them into the car. But if the Prime Minister comes, Prime Minister is not forced to enter into the car. Prime Minister is entering in the car by his own choice. and all the cops may be standing there and saluting also. So when the Supreme Lord comes in this material world, even all the Devi Devata, all the demigods, they come to pray to the Lord. They come to glorify the Supreme Lord. They are saluting the Supreme Lord. So he comes by his own sweet will to attract the heart of his devotees. But the materialistic people or atheists or even the Mayavadis, they cannot understand the form of the Lord. The Mayavadis, they consider the form of the Lord also to be covered by Maya, to be influenced by the three modes of material nature. Right? What really is Mayavad? We read about the word Mayavad so many times in Srila Prabhupada's books. So what really is Mayavad philosophy? What really is Mayavad? What is our understanding of Mayavad? Please.
Mayavad is like they think God is also when Krishna comes to this material world, he will be under influence of Maya. Maya is more stronger than Krishna when he comes in the material. And they think everyone is one, like we can also become God from the process of Maya.
Right. So Mayavad philosophy is, see, Mayavad. If we look at the word itself, Mayavad, Vad means to speak, and Maya means illusion. So one whose speech is influenced by illusion, that's Mayavad. So one who consider that the Lord's form is also product of Maya, it is influenced by the three mode of material nature, that's Maya. Right? They consider earlier Lord is some impersonal, he is some energy, some light, and after covering up with material modes of nature, he assumes a form. So Brahman appears as in form of a personal form. So when Brahman accepts the form, he becomes Bhagavan. So that is their philosophy. So they don't accept the supremacy of the absolute truth. They don't take the supremacy of the personal form of the Lord. So that is Mayavad philosophy. Their another point is, you are God, I am God, everybody is God. Ultimately, everybody can become God. And they will criticize many times the personal form of the Lord. They cannot accept worship of the Archa Vigraha form of the Lord. They will consider, oh, it's just some sort of a play, as the kids play with the dolls. You are playing with the Archa Vigraha, the idols. They consider it as idol. But is it really idol worship? So Archa Vigraha form of the Lord is not idolatry. It's not a idol form of the Lord. It's the Supreme Lord who is present here in the form of accepting a form which is made of material elements to give us the opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. Once there was a person from a different religion, different sampradaya, who approached a devotee. And as during the talk, he was criticizing, oh, you worship the idols, you offer the food to the idol. This is all nonsense. This is like a playing of the child with the toy. So this person heard for some time, and then he wanted to answer him with the logic, because for the people who try these different logics, so for them the understanding is with logic only, Shatho Shatyam. So this person, this devotee, he had the book of that different religion or sampradaya. He brought that book with all due respect and apologizing in his mind, already offering prayer in the mind, please forgive me what I'm going to do, just to teach the lesson to this person. He kept the book there in front and put his shoes on the book. The person, he became very angry. He started shouting, what are you doing? You are offending our dharma, you are offending our religion, you are offending our religious text. So he said, I just put the shoes on the book. How does it offend? Putting the shoe on the book, will it reach to your God? Will it reach there? He said, yeah, this putting the shoe on the book is offending the God. So if putting the shoe on your religious text can reach there, why not the bhoga offered in front of our Archa Vigraha, in front of our deity, can reach to the Lord? So people will argue many times like that. Real story. So people will argue many times and they will criticize the personal form of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speak about this Mayavad, What is the mentality of Mayavadi person? Actually, if we really understand the scriptures, the Vedic literature, there are two words used, Brahmavad and Mayavad. Right? Do we understand the difference between Brahmavad and Mayavad? We know the Supreme Lord can be realized in three aspects. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdate. The Supreme Absolute Truth is realized in three aspects, or the learned call out to the Absolute in three different ways. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord, the effulgence which is emanating from the body of the Supreme Lord, that is Brahman. People refer to as Brahma Jyoti also. Paramatma is the localized aspect of the Lord sitting in everybody's heart as Paramatma. And Bhagwan is the absolute personal form of the Lord, the last word in absolute truth. So the Lord can be realized in three aspects. Brahmavad is people who are more attracted towards the impersonal form of the Lord, who have more attraction towards the Brahma Jyoti aspect of the Lord, but at least they do not offend the personal form of the Lord. They may have a more attraction towards the Brahma Jyoti. Their goal is to merge in Brahma Jyoti, which is a very low level of goal in spiritual realization. That's a least category of liberation. But they are more attracted to the impersonal form. They are not offending at least the form of the Lord. And Krishna called these type of people as less intelligent, because they cannot understand. They are not able to understand the ultimate truth. They are not able to attract towards the personal form of the Lord. But on the other side, there is another class of people which is called Mayavadi. Mayavadi is that who do not accept the form of the Lord and rather criticize the personal form of the Lord. They offend the personal form of the Lord. That is Mayavad, which is more dangerous. So all we know, the Abrahamic religions, what is that is, it's all in a sense is Mayavad, because they offend the personal form of the Lord. They cannot accept all these different forms. Breaking the form of the Lord to destroy, that's a big offense to the form of the Lord. So Lord Krishna speak about this aspect of Brahmavad and Mayavad, two very celebrated verses of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 24. Right there, Lord Krishna is more emphasizing on actually on the Brahmavad aspect. He's saying, Avyakta Vyaktim Apannam Manyate Mam Abudhaya Param Bhavam Ajananto Mamam Avyayam Anuttamam. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So some people empathetically, they claim that God is only formless, while other, they will accept that the Supreme Lord only exhibit his personal form. But both these point of view will be incomplete. They will have a restriction. They will be restricting the absolute form of the Lord, of absolute understanding of the Lord. So God is perfect and complete, and therefore he exhibit on three aspects. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdate. So Krishna is speaking here about impersonalists who are more attracted towards the Brahma Jyoti. There's Krishna is saying these people are less intelligent. Because after reading all the scripture, all the Vedas and Upanishads, they cannot understand the personal form of the Lord. Actually, if we read the Upanishads also very clearly, they indicate toward the personal form of the Lord. The last 3-4 verses of Ishopanishad, there is a prayer by the devotee to the Lord. Hiranmaya Patrena, please remove this effulgence in front of your beautiful face, so I can see your face. So the Vedas, Upanishad, they are also pointing, indicating towards the personal form of the Lord. But the impersonalists who are more attracted towards just the impersonal form, just the Brahma Jyoti, they cannot relish the personal form of the Lord. And Krishna is saying these are less intelligent people. After reading all this scripture, what are they concluding? They are only attracted to the Brahma Vakyas, Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham, Shivoham. And they don't understand the meaning of those Vedic aphorism also not correctly. They are stressing on Aham part only, Aham Brahmasmi. So they are more attracted toward Aham, 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 Shivo Aham. They think I have become like the Kailashpati, Shivoaham. Shivoaham, what really it means? Shiva actually means auspiciousness. Right? I am also that auspiciousness. I am also part of that auspiciousness. By understanding that absolute truth, I also become auspicious. So they are more attracted towards these of the impersonal aspect of the Lord. They cannot understand the personal form of the Lord. And further on top of that, these people turn into Mayavadis. They start criticizing the personal form of the Lord. Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumashritah param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. They do not know my real form. They do not know me in essence. And here Krishna called these people as mudhas. Earlier Krishna was soft, right? Speaking a little softly about them. They are less intelligent. Now Krishna says these are mudhas. They are fools and rascals who criticize my personal form, that I have descended into this human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that be. Because they are distracted by the contradicting qualities of the Supreme Lord, which is mentioned in the Vedas and Upanishads. The Vedas sometimes say the Supreme Lord, he is very far away and he is near also. He sees and he does not see. He does not have legs, but he runs very fast. So these kind of statements are there in the Upanishad, and they become distracted, illusioned by this type of statement. They are not able to understand the real message, the real essence behind them. The Supreme Lord sees and he does not see. What does this indicate? Supreme Lord sees everything. Whenever somebody is attracted towards the Lord, he tries to move forward toward the Lord. He is seeing everything. He does not see our wrong activity sometimes. He just closes his eyes. So he sees and he does not see. So all these contradictory qualities, which are actually pointing towards the absolute qualities of the Lord, the impersonalists, the Mayavadis, they cannot appreciate all these qualities, the transcendental qualities and personal form of the Lord. And they blaspheme the Lord, they criticize the Lord. But Lord appear out of his causeless mercy to attract the heart of the devotees in various forms. People who take to just reading of scriptures as a philosophical understanding, they consider, oh, we are the follower of Jnana Marg, we are the follower of Jnana Path. And they may claim, oh, I am the follower of Jnana Marg, you are the follower of Bhakti Marg. But in essence, is the Jnana Marg and Bhakti Marg really two different paths? Ultimately, it should lead to the same goal. Jnana without Bhakti is incomplete actually. It says Jnana without Bhakti is handicap. Right? As Prabhupada says, religion without philosophy is sentiment, and philosophy without religion is mental speculation. So unless the element of bhakti is added into our all the knowledge, all the gyan which we are acquiring, it's incomplete. And gyan may lead to understanding the absolute and developing some respect towards the Supreme Lord. But bhakti, what does bhakti really mean? It is to develop love of the Lord in our heart. And love has two aspects. Right? It has respect also included in that, and there is an element of love. When you love somebody, there is by default respect included in that. But when you respect somebody, does it mean you love that person? Right? Somebody may respect somebody, but the love may not be there. But when you love somebody, respect is by default there. That is bhakti. Bhakti already includes the element of jnana in that. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlava. After many lifetimes, when somebody is in real understanding, he accepts that yes, Vasudev, he is the absolute truth. And Krishna also says, Matta paratram nanyat. There is nothing superior than me. There is no truth which is superior to me. So people cannot understand who are following, just considering themselves as a theoretical understanding of the scriptures. And when we talk about real jnana, bhakti includes that real jnana. It is knowledge, not information. There are two different things, knowledge and information. We may collect a lot of information by hearing something, by reading something. That information may lead to some burden on the head. We acquired some information and immediately somebody want to share that information. But knowledge bring real transformation of the heart. All the information, they may add the burden on the head. It may not help in increasing the bhajan. So here, when all these sages are discussing, they are inquiring from Sutta Goswami, please talk more. What is happening? What is being discussed between Vidura and Maitreya? And the principle established in these verses is the absolute form of the Lord as the highest understanding of the absolute truth. And Prabhupada established this movement. The purpose of Srila Prabhupada was to establish Krishna as the absolute truth, as the supreme personality of Godhead. And when Prabhupada was establishing the ISKCON movement, when this organization was getting resisted, at that time some devotees proposed, right, when this name ISKCON was proposed, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Proposal came, we should call it as International Society for God Consciousness, because people don't know Krishna. They will not understand what is this all about. What was the answer of Srila Prabhupada? No, it has to be International Society for Krishna Consciousness. God is a very vague term. Right? God is like a post. But Krishna, he is the person. He is the supreme God. People don't know, we will tell about them. That's what this movement is all about. We will tell them who is God. So God is not just some impersonal energy. God is not impersonal. He is a person with beautiful features, beautiful form. So that was one of the purpose of establishing ISKCON. It's a maybe little side topic. Anybody remembers all the 7 purposes of ISKCON? You have by-hearted the 7 purposes of ISKCON. First one. So that is maybe a different topic, but just going over a little brief on that. So that is a very interesting topic actually. Do we really understand what is the mission of our organization? Right? What is the vision of our organization? What are the values of our organization? If we are part of any organization, you work in different companies, your company, every company has their mission statement, isn't it? GM has their mission statement, and Amazon has their mission statement, Apple has their mission statement. So every organization has their mission statement. So same way Prabhupada established this movement ISKCON, and there is a mission statement and there is a vision of this organization. There are some values which are associated with that. So, it's a different topic. It's like a different seminar, mission, vision, and values. So what were those 7 purposes when Prabhupada established this organization? The first one was to systematically propagate the spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve the real unity and peace in the world. It's a very long statement. Right? It's really long statement. So what do we really understand by this statement? In one word, if you have to summarize this statement, what does this statement mean in one single word? So one single word is giving education, right? Preaching. So in one word, this whole purpose means educating the people, giving education, preaching. Education about what? Not about mundane knowledge, education about giving the spiritual priorities in our life. So that is the first purpose, to educate people, because there is so much imbalance right now. People are just enamored with all this materialistic glaring influence and not knowing real purpose behind this human form of life. So giving education. Second purpose is to propagate the consciousness of Krishna as he is revealed in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad-Bhagavatam. So this is also relate to education, but that education, in one word, if we have to summarize this purpose, what is the real Prabhupada's intention behind this statement? On the basis of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, so teach on the basis of that. But to teach, to learn the scriptures, what do we really need? The ABCD, right? Association. Unless we come in association, we cannot learn in essence the scriptures. So yes, our purpose is to educate, but the education is possible only by providing the right association. So if one word we have to summarize this purpose, second purpose, that is association. Coming in association, like we are coming in association here, our morning Sangha, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then we have Bhagavad Gita class. So that is, what is that? That is association, coming in association and learning the scriptures. So the first purpose summarizes preaching, education. Second is association. The third one is to bring the members of society together with each other and nearer to Krishna, and thus to develop the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In a sense, again, what is this third purpose? Establishing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? People may have different ideas about God. Somebody may consider this Devi, that Devata as God, this Baba or this Maya as God. But ultimately, who is Supreme God? So establishing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The fourth one is to teach and encourage the Sankirtana Movement, the congregational chanting of the holy name of God, and to reveal the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very straightforward. And the fourth purpose is very straightforward. The Yuga Dharma, the congregational chanting of the holy name. So to establish this Yuga Dharma, the chanting. Fifth one is to erect for the members and society at large a holy place of transcendental pastime dedicated to the personality of God. So what does this purpose indicate towards? Establishing Dhama, the holy places. Is it just about the holy places like Vrindavan, Mayapur? It's in general, it is about establishing temples of the Lord, right? Because here now we are not sitting in Vrindavan Dham, but sitting in the temple is like you are sitting in the Dham. So establishing temples, Prabhupada emphasized on that. We need to establish temple where people can come together, where they can utilize the first principle, the first purpose is listed, to come associate, to engage in the congregational chanting, to get educated. So all those purposes can be fulfilled when we have temples. So establishing temples like New Vrindavan Dham, New Jagannath Puri Dham, New Panihati Dham, and then Mayapur Dham. So establishing the temples. Then to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simple and a more natural way of life. What does this purpose indicate to, if we have to give in one word? Simple living, simple living, high thinking, and how that can be possible. So Prabhupada is indicating towards to bring the members close together, right? Building communities. Building communities does not mean just like farm communities. Again, we have many farm communities in like New Vrindavan or Gita Nagari or some other places, but bringing devotees together where they can live together. Here, let's say in the proximity of Farmington Temple, there are so many devotees living around, right? They have bought their apartments and houses close by. So it's like building a community here. And what is the purpose of that community close by to the temple is, so people can come to the temple, they can attend Mangal Aarti, they can attend Sandhya Aarti, they can attend for the regular classes. So building communities, devotees living together with loving relationship for emphasizing the principle of simple living. So the sixth principle, the purpose of it in nutshell is to develop communities for simple life. And the seventh one is with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes to establish, to publish and distribute the periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. So this is also very straightforward. Importance of books, right? To publish the books and to distribute the books. And because by that, people will come to know about Krishna. They will come closer to the devotee association. They will learn about Krishna, then start taking part in the congregational programs. So in nutshell, these are the 7 purposes. And if we really understand this 7 purpose, and if we really understand the mission statement of ISKCON, then we become more attracted towards, then we become more, what you call as enthusiastic to take part in that. So everybody will remember the 7 purpose now in a simplified word, 7 words: education, association, Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 4th one, congregational chanting. 5th one, dham. 6th one, community. 7th one, books. Remember 7 words? And you want to know as acronym also? Just with the first letters, not as acronym, but just the first letters. If you remember this first letter, you will remember all the 7 purposes. EAKCDCB. EAKCDCB. Say it 2 times. EAKCDCB. EAKCDCB. So education, association, Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, congregational chanting, dham, community, books. So that is the purpose behind. When Prabhupada was sitting in Vrindavan and before coming to the West, he has some purpose in mind why he is going there, what he wants to establish. And if we don't understand our mission of establishing or mission of the organization, we will not be wholeheartedly involved in that. Right? Every organization, I said, has their mission. How many employees really know the mission of their organization or imbibe with that mission? I may know theoretically your mission of GM is 0 crashes, 0 emission, and 0 congestion. But what, does it resonate with me? Do I really put my heart into that? When I say, if you ask somebody, bro, what do you do? So what do you do? You say, I am an engineer, or I am a doctor, I am a teacher. So mission statement is not what we do or our job description. Right? What is mission statement? There has to be some emotion has to be there. That is the mission statement. So rather than if you go to a teacher and ask what you do, and the teacher say, I make future. Oh, wow. Oh, this is something very powerful. I make future. So what do you really do? I teach children, because children are the future of the world. So I make future. So just saying I am a teacher, when you say I make future, now there is an emotion involved in that. The same way in our Krishna consciousness movement, what is the mission? Do we resonate with the mission of our organization? Right? So what is the mission of our organization? Yes, we may say, Prabhu, you are a Hare Krishna devotee. So what do you really do? And if we say, yeah, we have deities, we decorate deities, we dress deities nicely, we offer bhoga to the deities, we have some books, we read and chant and dance. So all that, oh yeah, that's nice. But will the person will be immediately attracted towards that? So when Prabhupada was planning this whole organization, what was his mission statement? What should be our mission statement? So we are talking about these verses where the heart of devotee is ever attracted to the Lord. Right? We want to develop our attraction to the Lord. Yes, that is our ultimate goal. We want to go back to Krishna. We want to understand Krishna in a sense, in truth. We want to develop love for Krishna. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tatvatah tyakta deham punarjanma na eti mamiti so arjuna. If somebody understands the transcendental nature of my birth and my activities, after leaving this body, he does not take birth again. He comes to my abode. Yes, that is our ultimate goal. But we have 2 aspects of our sadhana. One is our own personal sadhana for our own purification, developing our attraction to the Lord. Second aspect of our sadhana is the first purpose of ISKCON, education, to educate people in general for removing the imbalance in their life, to bring spiritual priorities in their life. So our mission statement should be what? Based on that. So what do we really do? So if we say, we transform the heart of people, right? Is that nutshell what we try to do? We transform the heart of people. We awaken their consciousness. We bring life to the spiritually dead people. So that's what our mission statement should be. That's what Prabhupada's vision was actually. Prabhupada says, I want to create a revolution to bring every living entity, to make every living entity Krishna conscious. So in Prabhupada's books and letters, that is kind of Prabhupada's mission statement, to create a sort of revolution. And what kind of revolution is that? To bring everybody closer to Krishna, to make them Krishna conscious, to bring them. So that involves transforming the heart of people. So again, there are a lot of values also involved in that, what values we carry when we want to serve that mission and serve that vision and serve that purpose. So I will stop here. I already took a lot of time. Sorry about that. Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong, and please correct me. Any questions or comments? Let's see. Any questions from? Because they are just attracted towards the Brahma Jyoti aspect. They don't give emphasis to the personal form of the Lord. It's like we have Rasgulla available, and Rasgulla, we know in its essence, in completeness, it has some texture, it has a taste, it has some fragrance, but they are more attracted towards the fragrance, like a diabetic person who cannot really eat the Rasgulla. He is just satisfied by seeing the Rasgulla. So they are just satisfied by the impersonal form or the Brahma Jyoti aspect of the Lord. They don't give emphasis to the personal form. Their heart is not yet attracted to the personal feature of the Lord. But there are the examples where such Brahmavadis turned into great devotees, because at least they're not offending the form of the Lord. For them, it's easier to at least turn towards the Lord. Like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, what we can consider, he was also a brahmachari in the beginning. In English, we can put both categories as impersonalist, right? Because Brahmavadi in English will translate as impersonalist only. So he was also impersonalist, but when he got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard about the description of the personal form of the Lord, his heart was attracted to the personal form. He became a great devotee. So same way, all the other Mayavadi sannyasis, all the impersonalist sannyasis, when Prakashanand Saraswati and all his followers, when they got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with the association, they also turned into great devotees. So as yet, their heart is not much attracted to the personal form of the Lord, but they can also be turned into great devotees. Again, power of association. We can give a blanket statement and we can label everybody, oh, you are a Mayavadi, you are a personalist. Most of the time, people are not actually affiliated with particular thought process or particular belief. It's just that they are a little innocent. They are under ignorance. So if we start a shoe and take a shoe and start beating them, you are a Mayavadi, you are a Mayavadi, actually, it will be driving them crazy and driving them away. So being a little compassionate, giving a doubt of benefit, or sorry, giving a benefit of doubt, considering that, okay, he is ignorant, he doesn't understand and accept the personal form of the Lord, but let me try and let me give him the mercy from the Guru Parampara, where his heart can become attracted to the personal form of the Lord. So I told you if I spoke something wrong, and any other comment, question? Anybody from the Zoom?
Prabhuji, thank you so much. This is the first time I was actually able to kind of trying to memorize these purposes. I had tried many times before, Thank you for helping us that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
No questions, Prabhuji, but thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Sharing my screen looks like. Yes, Prabhuji, you're saying something? Gyan and Vigyan, yes. So realize knowledge versus just having information. Right? So just having some sort of information, or when we read, there is not realization behind that. It may, to some level, it may give some purity in the heart. So the Jnani people, they also have control of senses. They may have some purification in the mind, but they don't have developed the love for the Lord. So the knowledge also may bring purification, but it does not have bring to the level of ecstasy, to the level of developing of bhava and prema. It's like when we go to take bath in Ganges, there are two things happen. One is, as soon as somebody touches the water of Ganges, there is a feeling of soothing, calm, coolingness. The second thing is purification. Right? So the Gyan is that, yes, it starts bringing some purity in the heart as we read more and more, learn more and more. It can bring purification. But unless we engage in the process of bhakti, it does not bring that ecstasy. It does not bring that happiness and peace. Right? So the people, they are so much into all this, they want to become control of senses, which can be achieved, but ultimately we need to bring ecstasy, happiness in our life. And these Gyanis, they sometimes will propagate, or they will have criticizing the path of bhakti. They will say, oh, bhakti is for sentimentalists. Bhakti is the path for sentimentalists. So there are so many of kind of controversies or like that. For example, for milk also. For the milk, there was a controversy which started, or they were claiming milk is not good for your health. Anybody know that kind of a controversy? So people were stopping to drink milk, thinking, oh, milk is not good for your health. And then the milk industry, because the milk industry was suffering, and they started a campaign. Now, what was the campaign? It was started? Some celebrity, they will have the picture of a celebrity with the milk mustaches, with just the word, got milk. So that was the campaign started to promote milk, to bring people attracted to the milk. So just a celebrity with milk mustaches got milk. So same way, the process of bhakti, how we need to emphasize on that, maybe the photo of some very enthusiastic and excited devotees jumping and dancing, and just the word shown, got bliss. Right? So because the Gyanis, they are always attracted towards all this theoretical knowledge, theoretical information only. They are away, far, far away from the actual bliss. And when they come in association of devotees, then they can see the real bliss, which is brought out by engaging in this process of bhakti. Okay, I think it's quite late, 9:25. So once again, sorry for going over on time. Thank you very much. Grantra Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the bliss, Prabhuji. Hari Bol. Very nice
Hari
class.
Bol. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.